Well, good morning. We have about a minute before we really get started here. So welcome to your Friday Zoom Strength and Balance with me, Angie, your Senior Fitness Instructor with Stonebridge Community Services. As always, quickly reminding you that this is your workout, nobody else's but yours. So make it work for you. If you want to be seated, be seated. If you want to be standing, be standing. If you want to do a little bit of both, that's okay too. If you want to use equipment, feel free to do that. You could use weights, you can use your resistance bands, or even your own body weight. So with no equipment necessary. As well, always having water nearby, as well as a piece of support furniture for our balance, whether that's a chair, a countertop, the back of a couch, anything that works best for you for support, for balance. And anyone else who wants to come on in, I'll let them in at that time, but let's get ourselves started. So a nice big march in, or big breath with your march in. And up. Nice big breath in. And up. Nice big breath. And up. Excellent. So this one's a little different with our shoulders this morning. So listen to the body. I'm going to bring both my shoulders to the front and then to the back. So I'm going to turn sideways just a little bit here. So bringing your shoulders front and back, front and back, front and back, front and back. Excellent. Front and back. One run up those shoulders, front and back, front and back. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give us just a little shake there. Next, we're going to go into a nice little toe tap to the front. Rolling those wrists, warming up those wrist joints. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Rolling those wrists the other way. Excellent. I am going to test our balance just a little bit right off the get-go. We're going to try and see if we can stand on one foot and roll that ankle in 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So I'm going to shift the weight to my one leg. Arms out if you need. Roll that ankle one way. And roll the ankle the other way. Excellent. Placing that foot down, shifting the weight other side. Roll. And the other way. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. I'm going to warm up a little bit of those hips. So your comfort. I'm going to do some leg swings today for those hips. But if that's not comfortable, you're more than welcome to do those hip circles or hip figure 8s. A little swing. Excellent. Give me 3 this side. 2 and 1. Excellent. Switching sides. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shake there. So a little different for those high knees that we're going to do today. I'm going to go high knee, then hamstring, hamstring. Knee, knee, hamstring, hamstring. Knee, knee, hamstring, hamstring. Knee, knee, hamstring, hamstring. Excellent. Breathe it in through the nose, out through the mouth. Give me 4, 3, 2, last one. Excellent. Give it those nice little shimmy, little shake. Take a nice big breath in. And out. Nice big breath. And out. Excellent. Now, if you'd like, grab yourself a nice little sip of water before we get into lower body strengthening. All right. So, completely up to you, standing or seated. This one might be a little bit more difficult seated, however, it could be done. Seated option for this one here, you are going to do a little bit of a leg lift to the back and hold 1, 2, and then back in. So, seated if you felt comfortable. You're sitting on the edge of the chair here, taking the leg back, 1, 2, and then in. 1, 2, and then in. So I have my piece of support furniture here. Taking just a couple steps back, feet are about hip width apart. Just holding on to the fingertips here at the top of my chair. Gonna shift the weight to the one leg, keeping a soft bend in those knees. Gonna take that leg out to the back. Hold it, 1, 2, and bring it in. Making sure that I'm just nice and tall and straight through the back. Shoulders are back down and relaxed. I'm not arching the back when I take the leg to the back. It's just the leg coming, 1, 2, and in. All right. So reposition if you'd like. Shoulders back down, relaxed, nice and tall. Shifting the weight to the one leg, soft bend in the knee, and take the leg to the back. Hold 1, 2. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake, reposition. We're going to do that same side once more. So shifting the weight to the one leg, soft knee. And then take the leg to the back. Hold 1, 2. Here's 4, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. Shift the weight to the other leg. Soft bend of the knee. Nice and tall. Shoulders back down and relaxed. And then taking that other leg to the back. Holding 1, 2, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. Readjust if you need to. Shoulders back down and relax. Shifting the weight. Taking that other leg to the back. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. This next one, you may still want to use your piece of support furniture. We're going to work a little bit on those heel raises and toe raises. So working a little bit of those calves, a little bit of those shins. We're going to do a little bit of that rock from heel to toe. So the support furniture there if you'd like, or the wall. Or seated, up to you. You're going to push, have those feet about hip width apart, soft bend in the knees. You're going to push to the toes, then bring those or push onto the toes, then bring those toes up. So heels are coming up, then toes are coming up. Now when those toes come up, you're trying not to push the hips to the back. Still trying to keep yourself nice and tall, nice and long, using from those shins, bringing the toes up. All right, so shoulders back down and relaxed. Feet about hip width apart, soft bend in those knees. And we're gonna rock for 8, 2 times. Ready, shifting the weight to the toes, then to the heels. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. Readjust if you need to. Shoulders back down, relaxed. We've got a round 2 coming. Soft bend in those knees, feet about hip width apart. This time I want you to try and see if you can hold it for about 2 or 3 seconds in each position. So when you're up onto those toes, hold 2 or 3 seconds. Then when we go up with those, when we have the heels raised, same thing, 2 or 3 seconds. So pushing onto the toes, hold 1, 2, 3, and then bring it up, hold 1, 2, 3. Yes. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And give me 1 extra. Why not? Give those nice little shimmy, little shake. All right, so the next one for our lower body that we're going to do is our front lunge. So it can be done seated as well. It's just done a little bit differently. So I would have my chair sideways here. Sorry, face towards you. I'd be sitting on my chair sideways. On the edge, one leg's gonna come back onto the toes. Other leg is the front here. I've got my chair to hold on to. You can have a walker, cane, table, counter, whatever works best with you to hold on the other side if you like. And then you're gonna push up and down. Push up and down. So that's your lovely seated version. Okay, if you would like. We then have our standing. So I'm going to take my right leg in front, left leg is behind on the toes. Shoulders back down and relaxed, nice and tall and long through the spine. The motion is up and down. So you're going up, then down, up, then down. Okay. Your comfort, if you want to hold on to support furniture as well. So breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Back foot is on its toes. And go for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Reposition if you want to switch legs, then we'll do it again on both sides each time, or stay on the same leg. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, nice and tall, and go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake, switching legs if you didn't before. Taking the right leg behind. Left leg is in front. Nice and tall, shoulders back down and relaxed. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And go. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We've got one last one. Little pause, little shimmy, little shake. One last one on that same side you just did. Right side. Nice and tall. Breathe in, breathe out, and go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Shake it out, shake it out. Grab a nice sip of water before we get into some core. All right, so we're going to do 2 cores today. One of them, you're going to do a little bit of an arm work with it. So a little bit of a arm press or chest press. All right, or ones that I like to call open the curtains. So bring those elbows together, come out towards the shoulder like a field goal. Okay, and then I'm going to alternate a high knee. So I'm going to bring that knee up as I bring those arms together. 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 Now I am bringing that knee up just a little bit higher than that hip width apart, or that 90-degree angle, just so it adds that little crunch as I'm coming together for the lower part of your abs, your core. All right, seated or standing, completely up to you. I'm going to do this one seated because I can. So I'm sitting a little closer to the edge of my chair. Shoulders are back down and relaxed. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice little field goal arms, and then bring those in as we raise the knee. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shimmy, little shake. Excuse me. We're going to do one more round of those ones. So shoulders back down and relaxed, nice and tall, field goal arms. And we're going to open and close those curtains. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake, little roll. You must turn my chair slightly to the side for this next one. So this next one for your core, completely up to you. You can leave it as your elbow to knee if you want it. You can do just reaching to the toes if you would like. Or I'm going to do one elbow, one reach to the toe. One elbow, one reach. A little bit of combination between the two. So once again, I'm sitting close to the edge of my chair. Shoulders back down and relaxed. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, alternating, for me at least, that elbow and reaching for the toes. Here we go for that. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're going to do one more round. If you chose to alternate between that elbow and reaching for the foot, this time you're going to switch. So the leg that you were doing the elbow to is now your kicking leg, and alternating with or switching the other one where it's the elbow to the knee. So breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, reposition, and go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give the legs a nice little shimmy, little shake. Shoulders a nice little roll. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you need a little sip of water, go for it and grab it. If you are seated and it's not nearby, make sure you press the weight into those heels to push to stand up to grab your water. Oh, right. So the next thing we're going to do is our arms. I'm going to switch my chair. I'm going to stay seated for this one. Completely up to you. You can use your equipment. You can use your band if you wanted to. I'm going to do it without today. But if you feel free, like you want to use it, then go ahead. So the first one we're going to do is our back holds. So you're going to be squeezing those shoulder blades to the back. If you want to use your band, you're going to hold it out in front of you. Nice bit of a wider grip. You're going to take a little bit of a pull and bring it back. Squeezing those elbows towards the back of the body. Squeezing the shoulder blades in as you squeeze it back. So keeping those shoulders down and relaxed. I'm bringing my arms out to the front here if you're using without equipment, or even if you have the weights, you can have the weights out front here and squeezing it to the back. All right, nice and tall still through the spine, making sure we haven't sunk into any chairs. Shoulders back, nice and tall, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and pulling it back for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake if you need. Readjust. We've got one more of those ones. Still sitting nice and tall. My feet are about hip width apart. One more round. Here we go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shake, little roll, little shimmy. The next one we're going to do is we're going to grow some wings. So if you would like to use your band, you're going to take that band underneath your arms. My forearms are going to face towards the camera. So elbows are going to be close to that rib cage, shoulders are down. Your forearm and palm is going to face towards the camera. You're going to be pressing those arms out to the side, keeping a soft bend in those elbows. And then when you bring them in, you're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. So pressing out to the side, squeeze when you come back in. Okay? Same thing if you want to hold weights. Weights are at the side there, and with your palms facing the front, and then pressing it out to the side and back in. All right, so nice and tall. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, elbows towards that rib cage, palms towards the camera, and press it out for 8. Squeeze it in. 7. Squeeze. 6. 5. 4. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake, readjust if you need to. We've got one more of those ones. So shoulders back down and relaxed. Elbows towards that rib cage, palms towards the camera. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and press it out for 8. Squeeze. 7. Squeeze. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. One last arm movement we have is going to be our bicep curls. So completely up to you. If you're using your band, that can go underneath your feet, or if you want extra band to work with, underneath one foot, taking that other foot just slightly behind. Palms towards the camera, forearms towards the camera. Shoulders are back, down and relaxed. Now we're going to do this one just a little bit differently. We're going to do it in 3 different ways. So the first one is going to come from the side and come up halfway. Side to halfway. Okay. The second version is halfway to shoulders. Halfway to shoulders. Okay. And then the third one is the full range of motion for the bicep curl. Okay, so with weights or with your band, shoulders back, down and relaxed, nice and tall. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. This one is going from the side to halfway, going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So just bring those arms halfway up now. And then now we're going to go from halfway to the shoulders, going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Now fold all the way down and then all the way up. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shimmy, little shake. Shoulders a nice little roll or a shrug. Little shimmy, little shake. Excellent. If you would like, you can grab yourself a nice little sip of water. If you are seated and you feel comfortable standing up for some balance, press the weight into those heels, stand on up, and then grab a drink, and then we'll get ready for balance. Oh, right. So having your piece of support furniture there, the wall, the chair, countertop, top of the couch, whatever works best with you. We're going to pretend that we are in the middle of a compass. Okay, so having lots of space around you, you have north, south, east, and west. So feet are about hip width apart, soft bend in those knees. You're going to shift the weight to the one leg. Other leg's going to come to the front to north, back to south, out to the side for east, and crossing the front to west. All right, we're going to try 4 on this side, 4 on the other side. Nice and tall, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Support furniture nearby if you'd like. Breathing in, or you can also have hands out to the side, your comfort, and going front to the back, side to side, front, back, side to side, front, back, side, side. One more on this side, front, back, side to side. Excellent, little shimmy, little shake. Shifting the weight to the other leg, keeping a soft bend in those knees. Nice and tall, shoulders back down, relax, and take the foot out to the front, to the back, side to side, front, back, side, side, front, back, side to side. One more, front, back, side, side. Excellent. We'll shimmy a little shake. This time, you're going to imagine that you're on the middle of a clock. So you have your 12, 3, 6, then 9. So this time, if it is comfortable, you're going to take the leg behind for 9 o'clock, okay? But you're also going to go 12, 3, 6, then 9. So it's going to go front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side. Now, if you feel more comfortable going in, then out, then in, and over, that was perfectly comfortable for you, then that's wonderful. If you feel like trying to challenge yourself by having it all the way out and doing it that way, then that's all right as well. All right, so once again, nice and tall, 4 on one side, 4 on the other, support furniture nearby, going 12 o'clock, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9. One more this side, 12, 3, 6, 9. Excellent. We'll shimmy a little shake. Shift the weight to the other leg. Soft bend in those knees. Nice and tall. And going for 12. Now, 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3. 2 more, 12, 9, 6, 3. Last one, 12, 9, 6, 3. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. All right. Your comfort with this next one, we're going to become a superhero. All right. So I'm just going to turn my chair here slightly. So feet are about hip width apart, soft bend in those knees. I'm going to shift the weight to the one leg. Same arm and same leg, if you're comfortable, are going to come out to the front. Now you can stay here if you wanted to, or if you feel comfortable, hip hinge forward and bring the back to a flat back. And we're going to try and hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it in. All right. We're going to try that same side once more. Completely up to you. If you feel even more comfortable with trying to do both arms out with the one leg, that is up to you if you want to challenge that a little bit more for yourself. Shifting the weight to the one leg, soft bend in the knee. Other leg comes back. That hip hinge forward. One arm if you would like. Both arms if you would like. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, holding 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Excellent. Shifting the weight to the one side. Going to try it twice on this side as well. So taking that leg to the back, arm to the front, hip hinge forward, your comfort. Breathing in, breathe it out, hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Excellent. One more time here. Same thing with one arm or with both arms if you want to challenge yourself. Soft bend in that knee that you're standing on. Take the other leg to the back. Hip hinge forward. One arm or both arms. Breathe it in, breathe it out, and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Until shimmy little shake. All right. One last one before we start to stretch ourselves out is we're going to become a tree. So your comfort with this one, you can have your foot close to the floor, like how we would with our 4-sit stretch. You can have it a little higher if you would like. Close to that knee, coming out to the side. One arm out if you would like, both arms out if you would like, and breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, holding for that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. Shift the weight, other leg. By the floor, midway, by the knee, nice and tall. One arm out if you would like, both arms out if you would like, and holding 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing it down. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. If you need a little sip of water, go for it. Other than that, I'm going to move my support furniture just slightly out of my way. I'm going to take a nice big breath in and out. Nice big breath in and out. One more nice big breath and out. Excellent. Shoulders back down and relaxed, soft bend in those knees. I'm going to take my left ear to my left shoulder, holding it there. If you feel that stretch throughout the neck. If you need that extra stretch, taking the right arm out to the side so the stretch comes down to the fingertips. If you're not feeling it there, then you can also take your left hand, gently pressing the ear just a little bit closer to the shoulder. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Taking the right ear to the right shoulder. If you feel it there, stay there. Or add that left hand out for the extra stretch. Or the right hand to the head, gently pressing it a little closer to the shoulder. Right ear to right shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Excellent. Taking those shoulders for a nice roll. Your comfort, they can be small rolls or they can be big rolls. Give me 3 this way, 2, and 1, and reverse, other way. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Excellent, nice little shake there. Taking that one arm across the chest, dropping that shoulder, giving it a hold or a hug, rolling those wrists, and if it's comfortable, swaying those hips. Rolling the wrists the other way. Gently releasing that arm, taking the other one across the chest, dropping the shoulder, give it a hold or a hug, wiggle those fingers. Open and close those hands. Excellent. Gently releasing those arms, give them a nice little shake. Now, provided you have that support furniture nearby, I'm going to use the back of my chair. I'm going to take my feet about hip width apart, couple steps back, that hip hinge, bringing those arms to the back of the chair. becoming a flat back. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keeping a soft bend in those knees. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If it's comfortable, gently bring those arms down. Place them on those upper thighs. Slowly come up. Excellent. Now your comfort, stay standing or be seated for the lower half. We're going to do that hamstring stretch. So I'm going to be seated here. Coming close to the edge of my chair. Still sitting nice and tall, taking that one leg out to the front. Shoulders back down, relaxed to that hip hinge forward, upper thigh, or reaching down towards the toes. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing the toes. If it's comfortable, gently take that leg up for a nice hug. Still sitting nice and tall. Take the toes for a nice point. And flex. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. One more point. One more flex. To the left. To the right. Left. Right. 2 more. Left. Right. Last one. Left and right. Excellent. Now your comfort into that 4-sit stretch. So if it's by the floor, midway, up top, or the other midway. If you need an extra little bit of stretch, that gentle hip hinge forward. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently releasing the leg on down. Taking that other leg out to the front for that hamstring stretch. That hip hinge forward, upper thigh, or down by the toes. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release the toes. If it's comfortable, take the leg up for a nice hug. Still sitting nice and tall. Pointing the toes and flex the toes. Point, flex. 2 more. Point, flex. Last one. Point and flex. And then to the left. To the right, left, right. 2 more. Go left, right. Last one. Left and right. Excellent. Your comfort into that 4-sit by the floor, midway, up top, or your other midway, leg out just below the knee. Sitting nice and tall. You need that extra little stretch, that hip hinge forward. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently releasing that leg on down. Little shimmy, little shake. One last little stretch here. I'm scooching a little bit back in my chair here. Feet are still about hip width apart. I'm going to become a little bit of a rag doll. So from my chin, I'm going to slowly start to come down And then slowly hang as far as you're comfortable. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming back up. Excellent job. All right, I'm going to scooch my chair just a little bit here, taking those arms around that chest. Nice big breath in. Releasing it out, opening that chest. Coming back around, giving yourself a nice pat on the back for a job well done today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you next week and have a great weekend.